This time, the US military has basically admitted defeat. They lost 22 out of 24 war games, with a loss rate of over 90%. The US military has urgently ordered the complete withdrawal of all 500 training personnel from Taiwan, and even plans to cut its troops stationed in South Korea by half. This isn't any kind of strategic adjustment at all. The US military has simply been scared out of its wits by the Dongfeng missiles. So, what exactly is going on here? According to the latest report released by the US think tank, the Defense Priorities Foundation, the US military's deployment in the Asia-Pacific region has reached a point where change is absolutely necessary. The report directly recommends withdrawing the 500 US troops from Taiwan and cutting the number of US troops stationed in South Korea by half. All US forces in Okinawa are to be pulled back to Guam, which is 4,000 kilometers away. There's an even more frightening truth behind the US military backing down this time. Out of 24 war games, they lost 22. This means that the US military's chance of winning in a Taiwan Strait conflict is less than 10%. What's even more shocking is that in every simulation, 2 aircraft carriers are sunk within 3 weeks, the US military loses 3,200 personnel, and they run out of missiles in just 1 week. Anyone would be nervous facing results like these. But even more important are the disastrous outcomes of these war games. It reveals a harsh reality: missile technology has completely changed the rules of naval warfare. In the past, the US military relied on aircraft carriers to show off their strength at sea, but now, no matter how big the carrier is or how thick its armor, once missiles come in, they're all just sitting ducks. Okinawa is just over 600 kilometers from the mainland, and Taiwan is even closer. The range of the Dongfeng missiles easily covers the entire first island chain, and their accuracy can reach within meters. For decades, the entire US military strategic system has been built around aircraft carriers. The United States is used to rampaging around with aircraft carriers, but suddenly they've realized that this approach no longer works, and their entire strategic mindset has to be completely overhauled. The report says they need to break up their forces into smaller units and build airfields on those tiny Pacific islands, places like Tinian and Peleliu, spots you can barely find on a map. Right now, everyone is busy building runways. The US military is basically planning to act like guerrilla fighters, spreading out their deployments. This approach really exposes how helpless they are. In the past, concentrating superior forces was basic military common sense, but now it's the opposite. Concentrating means waiting to be destroyed. This isn't some tactical innovation, it's a desperate move for self-preservation. What's even more crucial is that America's allies are starting to do the math for themselves. South Korea's current stance really says it all. Since Lee Jae-myung took office, it's clear he doesn't want to be cannon fodder caught between China and the US. Japan may still be talking tough, but the US troops in Okinawa have already started packing up to move. Besides, the US spends over $100 billion every year on overseas bases, and now it looks like all that money is just going down the drain. Maintaining a strategic system that's doomed to fail just doesn't add up, no matter how you look at it. Trump's running mate, Vance, put it bluntly. No more missions with unclear objectives. In plain terms, they just don't want to be suckers anymore. But this technological revolution is only just beginning. Missile technology is advancing rapidly, with hypersonic weapons and smart guidance systems emerging one after another. The US military's current strategic pullback is likely just the beginning. In the future, naval battles might really no longer need those massive aircraft carrier strike groups. Withdrawing from the first island chain to the second, and trying to call the shots from 4,000 kilometers away, these changes in the US military actually reflect a deeper issue. Technological advances are redefining what constitutes military superiority. In the past, whoever had the bigger ships was more powerful, but now, it's all about whose missiles are more accurate. This shift doesn't just affect the Taiwan Strait, the entire global military landscape is quietly changing. This large-scale withdrawal by the US military marks the end of the era when aircraft carriers could dominate at will. The era of precision-guided missiles has arrived. Out of 24 deployments, the US military has withdrawn 22 times. Behind these numbers lies a fundamental transformation in the very nature of modern warfare. In the face of this technological revolution, even the most powerful traditional military forces have to bow their heads and admit defeat.